Back with another Savage stream. Thanks everybody. I noticed right away that my mic was muted. Thanks for everybody tuning in and checking out this stream and liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing to my channel. You guys are awesome. I think I'm almost at 5K. So me and Dan the Dane over there have to do some talking. See what kind of a, maybe work up a giveaway or something like that for 5K. I'm finally maybe going to break 5K. That's sick. But yeah, thanks everybody for doing all that cool stuff and supporting the channel like you guys do. So it's much appreciated. You guys are all rock stars. I don't even care what Serpent says about you. You're all rock stars to me. So you guys know I'm just kidding. All right, let me check the chat, see what's up over here. I know y'all were already talking a little bit about Raven. What's up, Max? What's Shane? What's going on, Shane? Crypto Mining Noob. Crypto Mikkel. Dan the Dane's in here. 56. What is up? Ravencoin Empire. What is going on? Yeah, you guys are awesome. Thanks for tuning in. All right, so we are going to talk about the previous week. This is basically what I do every Monday for now, is I break down the previous month. We dedicated a rig to mining Raven a while back. About 5 weeks ago, I think. And you know, basically like every Monday I kind of break it down, and this gives, if you're like new to mining, this can kind of help what's the right word, not leverage, manage your expectations. That's what I wanted to say. So it'll help manage your expectations. Now I'm using some older cards. These are the P10690s from Zotac. They are nothing special, but I bought them. Whenever I bought them, they were $35. That was right after the ETC fork, and I bought them to mine. I was going to dedicate the rig to mining ETC, and we did that for a while, since November, and then about a month ago we changed it over to Raven because of the profits. But we're gonna thanks Ravencoin Empire for the super chat. Awesome. Let me see if you said anything here. Yeah, we're gonna smash through the 5K, no problem. I think. I mean, I tell you what, in the past 2 months, I've gained more subscribers than I had the previous 3 years. I think something like that. It's pretty crazy. It's a slow growth, but it's super organic. I mean, it really is. There's no. I'm horrible at self-promoting. I don't do any kind of promotion at all. I mean, I'll pop into other streams, but I don't do anything for my channel. You know what I mean? Like I don't shield my channel to anywhere else. I mean, every now and then I get a mention on like Red Panda Mining's stream or you know, Serpent stream. You know, there's others out there. Every now and then they'll throw me a comment, you know, about the channel or whatever. But for the most part, I'm hardly on Twitter anymore. I mean, I do a little bit over there, but I don't do any promotion. So I'm good with 5K. We're looking pretty solid in my opinion here. Very, very, very organic growth, no doubt. So I kind of like that. I like that. All right. So yeah, but anyway, back to the video. This will help manage your expectations for crypto mining. If you're just getting into it, I've got really old hardware in this case, in this instance, for this rig. So it's something that people can actually manage. Although the prices are going through the roof, everybody knows that hardware prices are just insane right now. They're still insane, but I'm going to show you something that I noticed. It seems like things are changing a little bit. So we're going to get into that too. But yeah, let's just get right into it. I don't want to make the video too long. I'm going to try to even not even go for 30 minutes. It'll try to be shorter than that. I'll try to be shorter than that. So let's get into this. So as far as the hardware goes for this particular rig, it looks like this right here. This is the hardware that we purchased, and this is the cost that I paid, or about the cost. Now, I kind of pieced this rig together from some spare parts that I had. It wasn't like I went and bought all these. I did buy the GPUs all at once, but you know, everything else is kind of like just stuff I had laying around. But I did go back and kind of look at what I felt like I paid for the different items here. Now you can see that there's a huge difference in a lot of the prices. If you were to build this rig now, it would cost about $3,200. And if you built it whenever I bought the parts, it was 1,100. So you can see, like, this is $2,000, you know, $2,000 difference here. Just waiting, what, 6 months? 6 months at the most. So in 6 months, this rig has increased in value by what is that? 300%. Is that right? 200%. 300%. It's a 3x. Base essentially, almost, right? So yeah, pretty crazy. Pretty crazy if you think about how the prices are just insane right now. One thing that I would like to point out is the cost of the. Let's go to the actual GPUs here. Now this is sorted. This is eBay. Pretty much the only place you can get these Zotac P10690 mining GPUs now. And remember, these are the 3 gigs, so I can't mine ETH with them. It has to be ETC or Raven. There's a couple of other ones. I think I can hit Zell, which we might actually look at that, or Flux. We might look at mining that. And maybe we'll change it up maybe next week or something like that, depending on what we come up with here. So what I wanted to point out was that these cards were selling. Now you can see that I've got it sorted, like the filter here is on recently sold, right? Completed items and sold items right here. So you can see that basically on average for this, I don't know why there's a lot of other stuff showing up in here, but you've got, that's a bid there. Oh, it did sell on April 3rd. Okay, so $100 here, 125 here, 170 there. What I'm pointing out is that before, just last week, I think last week, whenever we were looking at these prices, they were $200 was basically the average. Maybe 175, but they were more. You can see that I changed the price. I had 150 on here. I went to 175 last week, just to give you an idea. And this week, it looks like they've actually gone down a little bit, if I'm looking at this right. I mean, some of them look like they're even selling for, down in the, let's see, the $18, less than 100, right? So I should have sold them last week, like I was telling you guys. I was like, man, this is tempting, but I like having this kind of content, and it's not a big deal. It's, I mean, it would have been nice to basically 3x, my purchase price, but we'll see. Maybe I'll still sell them. I don't know, at some point. But anyway, so I just want to kind of point out that. And also another item of note is the H110 Pro BTC Plus motherboard. These guys were, I think, as I was scrolling down through this last week, they were $399, $400, $450, stuff like that. And it looks like the prices of these are coming down a little bit. Here's one for, yeah, see, that was $400. Now, I got that board, and I think I told this story last week. I got that board for about $55. And see, I put 400 on here, so I need to change that. Probably more like about 350 right now, I guess. And about $55. And in March or April of last year, I ran across a listing for 10 of these boards. They were selling 10 of them. I don't remember if they were brand new or if they were used, but they were selling 10 of them. You could get them brand new for $50 or $40 on Amazon. But I think that this particular seller was selling them for, they were used, slightly used or whatever, and they were $35 each, but he wanted to sell 10 of them, and I could have got 10 of those boards for $350, and that would be, yeah, I don't even want to do the math. I mean, good grief. Anyway, yeah, shame on me, right? So, yeah, that board is it's typically, I think the MSRP on this board was something like $80, if I remember right. So whenever you start seeing prices like this, it is definitely not a good time to get into mining. But and, I mean, I saw one in here that was like $75 right here. Oh, see, parts only, so it's probably broken in some way, right? So yeah, if you want one that works, it looks like it's still going to be $200 or so. So pretty crazy, pretty crazy. Then the other one of note is the frame, the Veta frame. These things I want to say that I remember I bought 3 of them a couple of years ago for $19 each. So I remember it was under $60 for 3 of them. And that was a couple of years ago. And now they're going for a 6 GPU Veta frame is going for like $200. I don't know if that's still true. Let's go and look real quick. Let's go 6 GPU Veta. Oh, Emmanuel, thanks so much, man. Thanks so much for the super chat. I will try to keep going. No, I have not tried OfferUp Ravencoin Empire. I might. You know, I know there's plenty of marketplaces to try to sell stuff on, but I haven't looked. I'm really awful. I'm really terrible with selling stuff. It's not that I'm not a hoarder or anything like that. I just don't buy stuff and I don't sell stuff. I don't do a lot of like trading. If I buy it, I usually use it until it's done, you know? And that's kind of like, I don't know, maybe the way I was raised or something, but I'm kind of a minimalist when it comes to stuff like that. I don't just store stuff. I do keep things that I think are useful, but I don't keep a lot. Like let's say I've got 10 of the same type of cable. I'm not going to keep 10 of that cable. I'm going to probably give away some of them and maybe keep 5 or 4 or 3 or something like that. That's just the way I do things. But yeah, I'm really bad at the whole buying and selling thing. All right. So yeah, this frame is about $200, it looks like. Again, you know, you could get them for $19 2 years ago. So I know that Red Panda Mining, I think he had like 40 of these things. He got them for like $10 each or something, and he bought 40. I don't know what he's doing with them. I hope he's selling them for like $200 each, because he would be making bank right now. I need to get a little bit better at, you know, picking up those deals. But sometimes, you know, it's tough, man. Whenever the market, like last year, whenever the market was down so much, it's an emotional drain, right? But you need to like overcome that. You need to say, okay, I know that this is going to turn around, or I feel like it's going to turn around. It has to, you know, that kind of thing. You have that positive mental attitude, right? And, you know, just like know when to buy, because I actually sold some GPUs at the bottom, like, and I regret it every day now, because those GPU, they were RX 580s. I think I sold 8 of them. Yeah, so I had a whole other rig that right now would be making $30 or $35 a day or whatever. And I mean, come on. I mean, how bad do I feel about that, right? So lesson learned there, you know, lesson learned. You know, you gotta, at the time I wasn't thinking about mining Ethereum. I was mining pretty much everything else, or other coins. I was kind of looking, I had the wrong goal, right? I was looking for, you know, the diamond in the rough kind of thing, and spec mining, and that was it. Whenever I should have been just at least a large portion of my farm, or whatever you want to call it. I don't have a farm, but you know, my 4 or 5 rigs, at least a portion of them, a percentage of them should have been on ETH the whole time, like since day one. And I would be set, like everything would be paid for if I had done that. But instead I was mining unprofitable coins. Maybe it'll pay off in the future, you know, if things like really get crazy, but you know, for the most part, yeah, lesson learned. I should have been mining ETH the whole time, and even trading it, you know, for the other coins, but because I would have been making more, right? It would have been more profitable to do it that way. Anyway, all right, I'm just kind of rambling, but let's get on with breaking down. I've already actually done the math on the mining rewards. So we are mining Raven. Okay, we already went through that. Let me drop a link for the actual video here. This is the build video. I'll put that in the chat over here so you guys can check that out after this is over. And yeah, so this was like the building of the rig. Yeah, the GPUs are a little bit close. They do, you know, there's 10 of them on a 6 GPU frame. I drilled my own holes in here. You can see right here, you know, the extra screws and all that. But they don't run too hot. It's not too bad. I mean, it's hot right now because I got the door closed. I'm being loud. So this is the rig right here. And I mean, it's not too bad as far as heat goes. 70s. There's a couple of them in there that are a little higher than that, but not too bad. You know, it works. So it looks like we're getting 58.69 mega hash on CowPow. And let's switch over here. And we are mining to the Zelcore wallet. So this is our wallet that we're mining to. Raven, we've got, looks like $184 worth of Raven in there now. So if we click on that, we can see we've earned about 969.68. And then what I did to get a little bit more accurate, like count instead. Okay, so we're mining to 2 miners, and 2 miners has a one drawback. And the drawback is you cannot choose your payout minimum. Okay, so the minimum is 10 Raven earned. So you have to earn 10 Raven before you get a payout, and they do payouts every 2 hours. So if you've got a decent amount of hash power, you're going to get a payout every 2 hours, right? Maybe not quite that often, but it's pretty frequent. On this rig, it's not that frequent, but you know, point being is that it's pretty frequent. And for me to break down each individual one and, you know, go and look at the price at that time, I know that there's some formulas in here. I could pull like APIs and pull data into here, and maybe I'll look at doing that. But for now, this is just the way I do it. So what I did in this case was I went over here to the Zelcore wallet, and it's got this feature here for export CSV. So if you click on that, it'll come up here and say transactions are being collected and will be exported in a few minutes. You can't really see that. There you go, right there. So it'll say that at the top there. And I want to let me move this. Oh, what happened? It's not letting me move it. Anyway. All right, so that is working, and then eventually it'll come up and say that, why is it doing this? Normally that goes away by now. Oh, there we go. Okay, so transactions have been collected and are exported. So it'll give you the location that it puts them in right here. And then what I do is I just go to that location because I don't have Office on this computer. So I go to that location, the file where it drops it, into my profile on my computer, on my C drive there, and I pull that over to, I drop it into Google Drive, and then open it with Google Sheets, right? And then I copy it over here to this spreadsheet, or this this workbook, whatever you want to call it. And you can see down here it says copy of Raven transactions. This is the copy that I made. So this is what it kind of looks like whenever you export it from, I've done some formatting and stuff here, but this is what it looks like whenever you export it from Zelcore. And this isn't, that's not by default there, or the colors either. But yeah, it gets everything that was in that particular wallet, you know, so you can look at your time frames and all that stuff. Now it does have a the formatted date doesn't work on like this over here, so it's kind of jacked up as far as the date. I know there's a way of fixing that too. I'm not a Google Sheet expert. Maybe I'll look into that at some point. But you can break this down, and you can see that, you know, the payout dates. This is 4/1, not 1/4, so it's April 1st. From, you know, the last one was 3/29. I believe that that's right. It looks like maybe it might be missing a few, but you'll see that whenever we look at the total. So if we go down through here, it looks like about every 7 hours, maybe something like that. About every 7 hours we're getting our 10. There was one here that was, but this is a long time frame, so that was almost 12 hours, or 12 hours. Yeah, this was 12 hours difference right here, so that's why it was so much, you know, for that one payout. So we're averaging, I mean, I could do like some averages and stuff like that. We're averaging pretty well. I don't know, like per day with it, you know, there's a way of figuring all this stuff out, but it's not really that important because we know that it's 1 week, you know, almost exactly, because I do this at 9:30 on Eastern time on Mondays. So there you go. And if you go back through what we've earned in Raven here, so before we were mining ETC, now we're mining Raven. That first week we did 260 total Raven. Then the following week we did 225. So you're going to see a little trend here. 233, not bad. That was a little uptrend, right? But now we're at 208. So if we were to look at the Ravencoin hash rate and difficulty, so we can go and do that too, we're probably going to see a little bit of an increase. So let's go to 2 miners. Let's look at our, this is our address on 2 miners that we're already going to be looking at here. So you can see the payouts here as well, right? So you could pull them from here, just copy and paste. But I was trying to do it a little bit slicker, and it's not going to work from the Zelcore wallet the way I want. Again, I can manipulate the data later or after the fact, but I try to do things as efficiently as possible, and I don't like going in and having to edit a bunch of data, you know, to make it look right. So I'm looking for better avenues of exporting the information. So anyway, so here is our address. Here's our data. Basically what's going on. Looks like maybe 34 a day is what we're getting, looks like, which makes about, that's sounds about right. 10 every 7 hours. So that's almost perfect. You know, that works out. And then the total paid is 969. And I think that I actually said that number earlier, right? Where was that? Was it in the wallet? Yeah, right here. So you can see that the payout matches the amount of Raven that we've earned. So almost 1,000 in this wallet already, and that was only a month, you know, roughly a month. So not bad, not bad. The current value of Raven is about 20. It's actually like 19.5, 20 cents USD. So that means that in the past week, we only earned $40. Now this is before power. Power is about $2.71 a day because I pay 10.3 per kilowatt hour. And that got us about 3.45% to our break-even point. So what we have left here is about 583 bucks before this rig is actually paid for, not including electric. Now, if you were doing this on a larger scale, you would definitely include the electric. Maybe once we get to this point, you know, I can break this down a different way so that you can see how much electric it actually costed for, you know, break even on the rig and then minus that. But the point here is that we are earning more. We're profitable, right? So we're earning more Raven than we would be if we were paying for it with the electric costs, if that makes any sense. So we're paying for electric, but we're making more Raven than we would be if we use that money to buy Raven. When you don't want the electric money to buy Raven, what you don't want to happen is, at least for an extended period of time, unless you're just straight up spec mining, is you don't want to pay more in electric. Yeah, you don't want to pay more in electric than you would for the coins, right? So like if you took the money that you're paying for electric and actually bought the coins with it, if that gets you more coins, then you would rather do that. You would do that instead, especially if it was for an extended period of time. So as long as you're profitable with regards to the number of coins that you know your yield, how much you make, then it makes sense to pay for the electric, you know, out of pocket and all that stuff. So anyway, all right. So yeah, I love Ravencoin. A lot of y'all love Ravencoin too. I think it's going to do great. It's already done great, you know, as far as like from its all-time low of like 1.8 cents or whatever. But I think it's got some room to go here. All right, let me see. Yeah, I was going to go and look at the actual hash rate and all that stuff. Let me head over there. I think I have to go back out over here. Go to Ravencoin. Hash rate. So if we go to the month, well, that's odd. It hasn't really gone up that much. Let's look at the difficulty. Nope. Hasn't really. It's pretty level. I mean, not too crazy. So that's interesting. But we did earn a little. Maybe, you know what? Maybe the rig was down. I think there was actually one day one day where the driver, the rig crashed. It was probably the days I was playing around with that new, I was playing around with that new GPU I got, the Red Devil 5700 XT, because I did put it in the Kajimi, this rig, originally just to get it up and running and see what it would do. I think that the rig crashed and was probably down for a day, so maybe that's why we had a little less profits this time. That would explain that. I think that's probably what happened. And if I was to analyze like the daily payouts, I could figure it out. Like there was probably a day or two in there that there were no payouts, or at least one day. So that kind of explains that. So it's looking like we're getting about 220, 230, somewhere around there a week, which is not bad. 1,000 a month, Raven. Okay, I'll take it. You know, because if you this is like spec mining thing, right? So if you calculate this out and you really think that, let's say that you believe that Raven can get to $1. Okay, so if it gets to $1, then this previous month we didn't mine just $200 or whatever, $180 worth of Raven, right? We mined $1,000 worth of Raven. So that's where it comes down to what you believe the project is going to do in the future and what you're doing now. But again, if it's an extended period of time, it's probably better to put the money into the project instead of electricity, right? If it costs more in electricity than what you would actually get if you were to just take that money and put it into the project. So, but some people just, like, I know at first I didn't want to get on exchanges. I didn't want to do any, I'm not a trader, right? I've purchased some things that I was interested in that I felt like I didn't have enough of. Go to like Trade Ogre or Qcoin or something like that. But as far as like heavy into trading, I am not even a little bit. So the case might come up where you want to, my train of thought derailed, but I know that if you wanted to invest in a project, and some people don't want, that's what I was going to say. Some people don't want to go out there and purchase them on an exchange. They would rather just mine them. And sometimes if you've got one rig, it probably doesn't matter about your electric. You probably, depending on your cost per kilowatt hour, you might not even notice that you've added a single rig. I know whenever I first started and I had that first rig running for a month, I was expecting like a holy crap moment, for the electric bill, and it wasn't. I was like, oh, okay. So I didn't even really see it. It was like a blip, Now, as you start adding them, you're cranking up. I think I've got what? Let's look here. And this is not going to include, let's see, I got some things getting hot here because the door's shut. I've got, basically 4,000 kilowatts, and that's not including the test rig. So probably 200 more there. So I'm looking at, right around 4,000 kilowatts consumption right now. And once you get to that level, you're talking $10 a day, $9.60 at my cost, probably $10 including the other rig, then that's significant, right? So as you start adding and scaling up, the cost can get up there. Man, I cannot believe I went 30 minutes again. God, I can't stop. I just have to go for 30 minutes. All right, guys. Let's see. Let me see if anybody's tagging me over here. I'll go back through the chat and make sure that I covered everything. Thanks again, Emmanuel. And thanks, Ravencoin Empire. Man, you guys are awesome. Thanks so much. So hopefully this helped you in some way. Maybe taught you a little something. Got you focused on the things that you should be focused on if you're going to get into crypto mining. Hopefully it helped. And I like talking about Ravencoin. I know this isn't really about Ravencoin. I mean, it's mining on that side, but if you want to know about how to mine Ravencoin, that video is about the build. And then I actually did I think I did a pretty recent, how to mine Ravencoin video too. Let me post that as well. Get that over there. Fairly recent, few months, I think. And yeah, cool stuff. All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I'll see you tomorrow night. Tomorrow, let me think here. We will probably be doing more Ravencoin content, believe it or not. because I think tomorrow I'll probably be ready to do the whole. Oh, thanks, Unknown Crypto. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much. Tomorrow I'll probably be ready to do the restricted assets and all that stuff. I just got a little bit of a slideshow kind of thing that I wanted to do. So I got to work on that. I should be ready. If not, we'll do something else, but most likely it'll be the restricted assets feature of Ravencoin and going and using our little scenario with Pocket Change XD, the business that we're starting on Ravencoin testnet and all that stuff. You guys look back through my channel if you're wondering what I'm talking about. But we're trying to, the goal of the whole scenario is to utilize every aspect of the Ravencoin network. So we're doing assets, main assets, sub assets, restricted assets, tags, messaging, rewards, the whole thing. We're trying to go through all of it and do like a scenario that kind of utilizes each feature so that people really understand what Ravencoin is about, because it's literally protocol level asset management, right? And you can use it for whatever you want. It's freaking awesome, and it's super cheap. You know, for NFTs and all those unique assets. That's one I forgot to mention. So NFTs are basically unique assets. It's really amazing, super cheap. There was actually a post by one of the followers in the community, not followers of me, but Ravencoin followers. Today, I think that what did I see? It was some huge amount of money that was transferred. I don't know if it had something to do with Binance wallet potentially for Ravencoin, but anyway, it was a transfer of man, I want to say it was either 160 million or 600 million worth of US dollars worth of Raven, and it transferred for 0.002 Raven. That was the transfer fee, you know. So hey, take that as you will. All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I will see you tomorrow night. If you like this, be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and all that cool stuff. Click the little notification bell and make sure that you know whenever I upload a video or go live. I will see you tomorrow night. Stay savage, everybody.